CrockTalk TV podcast. Peace.
All right, so here's the thing. Okay, let's talk about it. I didn't want this to turn into a Trey Lance thing because, we was talking about Jalen Hurd and Jaquizzi Tartt, but now y'all done got me for an hour and a half down there. So we're going to talk about it. All right. People look at, 17 games, didn't throw the ball a whole lot. But as a scout, which I'm not a scout, but, somebody that evaluates talent at any level, it's not the games like that. Like, that's not going to say what this guy is going to be. Right? It is, a lot of it has to do with what type of ability they have, and then where are they mentally, and like, are they willing to put in the work and all that. So when you look at Trey Lance, there's no throw he can't make on the field. There's no throw. He has a big arm, he's athletic, and all those things matter. Then you look at the offense that he was in. They put a lot on his shoulders, right? We're talking about somebody that's getting to the line of scrimmage, calling out line adjustment. And I have a video on here. You're gonna have to kind of go back because before the draft. But I talked about how Trey Lance, regardless of the 17 games, was the most pro-ready quarterback. The crazy thing is, he has 17 starts, and they say he needs time and he needs this and he needs that. But Mac Jones has 17 starts, and he's the most pro-ready quarterback. How? How does that work? How does that work? I mean, we could look at the 17 games or whatever, or the 20 games that Justin Fields. I mean, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's what type of ability do you have? Do you have the arm? Do you have the accuracy? Do you have these things? Then what can you improve? What can't you improve? I have to look at that, right? Oh man, this is gonna be a little bit more difficult to improve on, right? A lot of times I talk about with cornerbacks. You got these long corners, and if they have kind of sluggish feet and their movement skills are a little long, that's hard to improve on. Anticipation, zone defense, I can improve on that. Zone eyes, I can improve on that. Athleticism, you got CJ Henderson, 6'1", 205, run 4 threes. Like, can't really teach that. I can teach them how to play zone, have some zone drops in college. I can teach that. I can teach that. I can't really teach like that God-given ability. Jimmy Garoppolo, he understands the offense well, gets the ball out of his hands. Efficient on third downs. I can teach that if you have the capacity to do that. I can't teach 6'4", 230, runs in 4.5, big arm, can throw the ball outside the numbers here, outside the number there, and stretch the ball vertically and take off for a 60-yard touchdown. I can't teach that. You got that or you don't. Now, here's another example real quick for you, Bill. All right, Bill, I appreciate the comment. I know I just went blurry a little bit. It'll come back. But, Bill, I appreciate the comment. All right, but here's another example. Let's talk about Cam Newton. All right, Cam Newton, just from that aspect of, at the Division I level, right? I mean, because we all look at Cam Newton and it's like, okay, it came from Auburn and stuff, but he only started that 1 year. He didn't really play as a freshman at Florida. Then in sophomore year, he played at Blinn Junior College. Then he played at Auburn and Dip, won the Heisman and everything, right? So you look at Cam Newton, won Heisman, right? So player of the year in Division I FBS level, right? He only threw the ball like 20 times a game. He didn't really throw the ball. I don't even think Cam Newton threw the ball over 25 times in a game. Right? So he ain't throwing the ball around. Matter of fact, I think he threw the ball total when you count his freshman year, which I guess he threw the ball a few times at Florida behind Tim Tebow. And then you look at that year with Auburn, he threw the ball like 5 more times total than Trey Lance, right? 5 more times, maybe. And they started about the same amount of times, games, if Trey Lance didn't start more. All right. Now, how does Cam Newton, with limited throwing or, throwing the ball and all that, and limited starts and everything, come into the NFL and throw for over 800 yards in his first 2 starts, over 4,000 yards in his first season? 49ers haven't had a 4,000-yard passer since Jeff Garcia, maybe 2002 or something. But how does a guy like Cam Newton come and do that his rookie year after being a guy who didn't throw the ball a whole lot in college? So that's always, you got guys pointing things out like that, and it's like, bro, that don't got nothing to do with nothing. What type of ability does he have? Does he have the ability to throw the ball more? Can he throw the ball more? Can he improve on it? Cam Newton had all the ability in the world. Was he working? Was Cam Newton really working on here, or was he relying a little bit too much on his throwing, his natural abilities? That's when you get in trouble. Even Trey Lance can get in trouble. If Trey Lance starts to rely a little too much on his God-given abilities and not on the mind part of it, to where he's reading things and working on those things and working on the technique. Cam Newton, years into his career, was stepping all the way left but throwing right. I heard Tom Brady say step 2, follow through. Cam Newton not doing that, but he's able to get away with it sometimes because he's so physically gifted. But then that's why you see the inconsistencies with him as a passer. So can Trey Lance get to a point where he's not relying on his God-given ability, and then he becomes a more efficient passer with all the God-given ability, and he's seeing the field better, and then you turn into a Josh Allen who had to, work his will. Okay, not that efficient. Boom, MVP candidate. So I went on a tangent, but thank you, Bill, for the comment. Cam started to go downward after the Super Bowl against Denver. He hasn't been the same since. Cam body got beat up the way that they continued to play him. But I think a lot of it was they had to keep playing him that way because he just did not progress as a pure passer. That's on him. That's on him. That's on Cam.
CrockTalk TV podcast. Peace.